This is why we tell you that Nigeria can never work. So why don't we dissolve Nigeria and let everybody go their separate ways? As Igbo in Arr.est, what did he do wrong? Just because he spoke out and you went to catch him and kidnapped him and threw him in prison for 12 months for saying that he is Igbo in Arr.est. That is an impersonation. But what of the 2 years that he has spent in prison? There is no justice anymore in Nigeria. No justice. And Siolo made a very incisive statement and is working freely. And tomorrow you want us to be soft with our word. That your president is a thief, this illegitimate president. That his election process was marked with irregularities. And then you people come to write all manner of rubbish on my platform and expect people like us to keep quiet. No, we are not going to keep quiet. We keep telling Nigeria who they are. Nigeria is a corrupt nation. Nigeria is a terrorist country. Nigeria harbors terrorism. Nigeria can never support any of its citizens. So, because he's an Igbo man, that is why he's in prison. That is why the courts in Lagos State will find him guilty.
All right. So, early last month, yes, early December 2024, I made a video of this man that is called Chief Frederick. All right, so I made a video about him and I posted it on this channel, and that video went viral. You know, it got a lot of comments, a lot of likes, and people watched it. A lot of people watched it. Now, are you aware that there is an Igbo leader, Igbo king, so to say, that has been in Lagos prison for more than a year now? Are you aware? And also an appeal to the government to please do well to release this king. All right, please, I beg you, if you have any means to reach out to the government, beg them. These two things: one, to try as much as possible to protect the business areas of people, trading in Lagos, and of course, the second one, to release this man. All right, and just barely 1 month after that video, we are hearing good news about that man. Now, you may ask, who is Frederick Nwajagu? Chief Frederick Nwajagu is an Igbo chief who has been arrested in Lagos, all right, Lagos, Nigeria, and he has been in prison for the past 2 years without any court case, without any court judgment. Yes, so as God may have it, that early December, I was reading about a documentary and I came about this man. So I decided to go into details. I read about him and I made a video about him and I posted it. Who knows whether if it is that video that I posted that some of the government officials watched and decided to bring his case up. So as I'm talking to you now, just 2 days ago, he had a court sitting and it came out good. Like, the judgment was quite fair. All right, so we can say that we are making impact here. Anyway, thanks be to God. Even though that he's not free yet, but at least he has a court sitting for the first time since he was arrested. So thank God we are making impact here. All right, so now you may ask me, what did this man do? Now, Chief Frederick Nwajagu is an Igbo chief, as I have said earlier. After the 2023 general election, he said something. He said that if the government, you remember that time that some alayes in Yoruba tongue, some alayes are disturbing and disrupting Igbo business areas. All right, so this man came out and said, see, government, if you know if you protect us, allow us to protect ourselves, allow us to, form our own security guard, and I can equally invite ESN. Yes, he said it. So since after saying that, the government came and picked him and say that they charge him for terrorism for saying that thing, that he's going to invite ESN. All right, so they picked him since then, and since then he has been in prison. All right, so that is his offense. Now, what is the court judgment just yesterday? Now, they have discharged and acquitted him. However, he was still sent to 1 year in prison, 12 months in prison. Why? That one, they said that he used a forged certificate of chiefs, that he's not a chief, that he's not a king, but he didn't have any certificate of, king. All these government documents they used to give, that he doesn't have it. So that is why they gave him 1 year imprisonment. All right. So that is the news we are hearing just a couple of days ago. So that is just it. Now, this news has sparked a lot of reactions. A lot of people are saying a lot of things about this. And this our brother also have something very, very important to say. Because if you watch that my video, I said a lot of things. So I said a lot of things. It can't be like say for this country, it gets some people who go commit crime, they will go free. But it gets some people who go commit the same crime, they will, face the judgment. Think about it. There are so many things that one person has done and that person is, facing the punishment. The same thing, another person will do it and everybody will just laugh over it. Anyways, please just take time to watch what this our brother said, because he said a very, very important something that you cannot afford to miss. All right, so please just calmly watch it. In case you are coming across my channel for the first time, you are welcome. Please do well to subscribe. As I said, we are making impact by the grace of God. All right, so you want to use this platform not just to pass information, but to help, to do anything I can to make sure that every one of us is free, and especially for lovers of freedom. All right, that every one of us is free from anything, any captive that we are being held of. All right, so just take time to watch this video that our brother.
Brothers and sisters, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to all of you, pending your time zone and where you are hearing and watching me from this very wonderful morning. This guy you are seeing on your screen, his name is Mr. Frederick Nwajago. He hails from the Igbo region, most especially Arr.est state. And this Mr. Frederick Nwajago is the current Igbo in Arr.est estate. He was arrested immediately after the general election 2023 on making some statements. And the statement is that if the government of Lagos State can no longer protect the Igbo man's businesses and livelihood, we should invite our own personal security outfit to defend and protect their properties. And he went on in mentioning the ESN, and that was the reason why they arrested him and charged him for terrorism. And when they charged him for terrorism, he spent 2 years in prison before his trial begins. And when his trial started, he was not convicted of any terrorism attacks or incitement, but he was convicted of oh my God, Nigeria is just a very lawless country. You see, what I'm saying here, the judges are the problem of Nigeria as well. You see, this, our judicial system is bastardized because Tinubu is in power. Now, they charged him for impersonation, saying that he is the Igbo of Arr.est state, which the Lagos state only have one king, and the only king that they have is Oba of Lagos, and they have to, and they charged him and sued him. Sorry, and they charged him. Okay, and he was found guilty of impersonation, and he was sentenced to 12 months in prison. Can you see why Nigeria can never work? Nigeria is not going to work for the Igbos. We cannot be one. We are not one. So nobody should come here and tell us Nigeria is one. We are not one. Now, let me go ahead. In that same January, before the election started in Lagos State, general election, MC Oluomo, which is popularly known, Musliu, which is popularly known as MC Oluomo, came out and made an inciting statement saying if the Igbos are not voting for APC, they should not come outside. They should stay indoors, or rather they should go to their various states and vote. Now, in these two people, who are we going to say that should be in prison? You see, the problem of Nigeria is the law, is the judiciary. Judiciary is not working. The government parastatals, they are not working. The three arms of government is being hijacked by the presidency. So it's not going to work. Nigeria cannot work for the Igbo man. Now, an Igbo man said, our properties have been destroyed. All of you would know. All of you would agree with me that when this general election started, the Igbos were against the Igbos. The Igbos went and voted their conscience, and it became a chaos to the extent that SND Igbo in Arr.est did not order for the hijacking of ballot boxes, destruction of any election in any way. Igbo only said, stop burning our markets, stop burning our houses, stop destroying our properties. That was only what he said. If the governor of Lagos State, this stood of Jagaban, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, could not defend Igbos, and this man spoke out. He was arrested. The highest injustice in Nigeria is the Igbo people. The highest injustice that they carry out is on Igbo people. And because why we are saying this thing, and so many people will come here and be writing rubbish, talking rubbish, is because it never reached your turn. If it happened to you, that is where you will feel our pains. It is not the Yorubas that are in power. Do you know who is going to come to power tomorrow and be behaving the way Tinubu is behaving, and governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, is behaving today? To the Igbos. And now we are asking you people, let us go. You said no. The illegitimate president of Nigeria, which is Tinubu, has destroyed Nigeria totally. Tinubu is the biggest bigotry I've ever seen in Nigeria. And then someone made a statement. Someone made a statement saying, Bayo Ononuga made a statement saying that this should be the last time that the Igbo people will get themselves involved in anything politics in Nigeria. These people are working freely. These people are even in the governments of Tinubu today. This is why we tell you that Nigeria can never work. So why don't we dissolve Nigeria and let everybody go their separate ways? Igbo in Arr.est, what did he do wrong? Just because he spoke out and you went to catch him and kidnapped him and threw him in prison for 12 months for saying that he is Igbo in Arr.est. That is an impersonation. But what of the 2 years that he has spent in prison? There is no justice anymore in Nigeria. No justice. And Sioluomo made a very incisive statement and is working freely. And tomorrow you want us to be soft with our word. That your president is a thief, an illegitimate president. That his election process was marked with irregularities. And then you people come to write all manner of rubbish on my platform and expect people like us to keep quiet. No, we are not going to keep quiet. We keep telling Nigeria who they are. Nigeria is a corrupt nation. Nigeria is a terrorist country. Nigeria harbors terrorism. Nigeria can never support any of its citizens. So, because he's an Igbo man, that is why he's in prison. That is why the courts in Lagos State will find him guilty. They have tried their possible best to proscribe IPOP, a terrorist group. He failed. They failed. And that was why all charges was dropped. Had it been a court pronounced IPOP a terrorist organization, that man is going to, in fact, they might even sentence him to death. This is what we go through in Nigeria. Why is this man detained up to today? Upon all courts confession that he's not a terrorist. And you now came and say, oh, because he's not a terrorist, he's now, what is he called now? That he is a fraudulent man. That he shouldn't have said that he is SMD in Lagos State. That is impersonation. Can you see that we can never be one? We can never be one. One Nigeria. That one Nigeria is not working. It's not working. And what we keep telling you, you see, the kidnap of our leader, Onyendo Mazen Nandekano, will dissolve Nigeria for you. Since you don't want to do the right thing, you people cannot do the right thing. You don't want to do the right thing because it's a Yoruba man that is in power. Continue. The world is watching you. You are disgracing yourself the more. And we all know that Tinubu is an illegitimate president. Very illegitimate. So I don't even see him as a president. I see him as a thief, a rogue, a robber, an armed robber. That is who Tinubu is. Is a kleptomaniac. In fact, Tinubu is the worst criminal in Nigeria today. And is your president. Someone who is meant to be in prison. If Nigeria was a working country, if Nigeria was a country that rules and regulations, law works, do you think Tinubu will become your president today? Animals everywhere. When you talk, they come and attack you. Because they are eating from the government. None of you in Nigeria can breathe the kind of air we are breathing, can walk the way we are walking wherever we are today. Because Nigeria is not a safe country. And when we talk, you come to attack us. So many of you are just animalistic in nature. When you talk, they will find out that there is nothing in your skulls. Igbo was arrested, intimidated, suppressed. The injustice in Nigeria is what we are trying to bring down. But you people said, no, there's no injustice. And now you are sentencing. Why didn't you sentence him the moment you brought him? This is how Nigeria wastes people's life, wastes people's time, and make you useless in Nigeria. That is how they do. Nigeria is not a correctional center. Nigerian prisons, they are not correctional center. They are places that they suffer their victims. The law of the country only favors the Yorubas now because their people is in power. Anybody that goes against this government, they go and arrest that person. Have you ever heard in the history of the world that a lawyer that did not commit crime was arrested? It happened in Nigeria. It is only in Nigeria that they arrest people for no reason, jail you, then after 3-4 years, they will start your trial. And after 10 years, some people, they start their trial after 11 years. Why is Nigeria the way it is? Useless in people's life and career. Sentencing Igbo for 1 year after he has spent 2 years, and the court allowed this. And when we say the court is part of the people who destroyed Nigeria, who is destroying the foundation and the fabrics of that nation called Nigeria, you will come here to say no, it's a lie. That we don't know what we are saying. People can no longer speak up their mind because of the fear of being arrested in Nigeria. People can no longer speak out, their voices can no longer be heard because of the poverty and the intimidation, the oppression, and the suppression in Nigeria. When you speak, they'll come for you. When you speak, you disappear. Nobody will know your whereabouts again. Nigeria has now become a banana republic. Oligarchy. That is what Nigeria has become. But we are going to end it for you. We will end it in our own way. We are doing everything humanly possible to make sure that Tinubu does not survive it. You will survive it. You see this thing that you had this rubbish that you cooked in Finland is coming back heavy on you now. It's coming back heavy on you. And you know what is coming, do you? Don't you? Tinubu, you know what is coming. You know. And at last, victory will be for us. And we're heading home. And when I tell people we're heading home, they will be laughing. Well, now, I saw one idiot writing on my comment section that Biafra is done and dusted. I laugh. It will happen before your very eyes. And you realize who we are. Believe that.
All right. So what do you think? What do you think? Drop your comment on the comment section, all right? And please do not forget to subscribe to this channel, all right? Thank you and God bless you.